Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Welcome to today's episode of Making Kaftan with Pure Sims Fun channel. My name is Governor, and today I will be taking you through the process of making um, this inner back yoke that they use for that we call it background, right? So there is back yoke for that we put on clothes externally, and it's also possible to put back yoke in such a way that it will be internal, not external. So there are two ways to this. It's possible for you to, if you don't have adequate fabric, you can use a different material for the background, the inner yoke of your kaftan, and um, still use another fabric that is the a fabric that is correlating with the fabric you are using for the kaftan itself as an external back yoke. So that means you are going to have two yoke. You will have one internally and one externally. The one that is internal does not have it really don't need to run from one end to another. But if you have adequate fabric and you think you don't want to use double yoke, so you can use just one single fabric, single material for the internal yoke, that is the background, and it's going to run from one end to another, so you will eventually not need to use another fabric for the external yoke. So this is what I'm going to be teaching you today, and this fabric right here is what I will be using for the internal yoke of this very design. This is the right side of the fabric and this is the wrong side of the fabric. So you go ahead and put air stay. This is air stay. They also call it cloth stay. It's like a material. It's like a fabric, but it has gum and it's very light. Okay, so this material I have here is 9.5 inches by 21 inches. Okay, so this is, it's not as if this is a standard. Okay, this the total length and width, length and breadth of the fabric depends on the measurements of the actual kaftan. You understand? So now I'm going to gum this stay to this fabric now. But first things first, I will like to spray it with water just to help the gum to attach properly. It's not compulsory, it's just something I like to do, just to help it to attach properly. So after setting this like this, then I will also spray some water on it. It will help the stain and help the gum. So first, when you want to attach this stay to a fabric, first of all start with a very low temperature. If you look at the temperature of my iron, it's not even up to 2. It's not up to 2 because the stuff is very light, so there's tendency of the iron burning it. So it's better to start with a lower temperature. So once you have attached it to some extent, it's already used to the heat and is gumming to the fabric already, you can then increase the temperature. Okay, so now I have increased the temperature to 2. So you have to take your time to iron this properly so that it can attach. I don't know what is wrong with the things we buy in this country these days. You they are not usually up to standard. You know, these things used to come easily before, but nowadays you just have to do extra things before it should come properly. So once we are done with the gumming, the next thing to do is to fold this edge. You fold one side of the fabric equally, maybe by 0.5 or whatever you want to use. Okay, then we go ahead to hold it down with hemming gum. So I have already split the hemming gum into two, so that I will have a tiny piece. Okay, so we'll just go ahead to gum it now. So after applying the hemming gum, we now fold the fabric equally like this. Okay, and iron it down, ensuring that this place that we folded in is equal here. So the next thing is to iron it down just to get the center point. Okay, and so that everything can lay flat. Alright, that is done. We can put this aside now. So this is the fabric itself. We've already cut it. If you've not seen our video on how to cut kaftan and how to cut the armhole and neckline, everything is on the channel. You can just check the channel or check the description below for the link to some of the videos on our channel. So I will have to erase all those lines that were formerly on the fabric, just to ensure that the fabric is going to lay properly. Okay, once that is done, the next step is that you see this part that we folded inside with the hemming gum. This part that we folded with the hemming gum that is going to be down like this. So it's this rough part that will be up. So now we want to trim it to the shape of the kaftan. Just set it on it correctly and properly like this. There is nobody that is watching time for you, so take your time. It's always better to take your time and do a neat job than for you to do the kind of work that will make your customer not want to come back again. Alright, so this is done. So you can use affix pin to hold it. So I have used affix pin to hold it down so that the fabric will not be shifting all over the place. So now we'll go ahead and you cut it according to the shape of this kaftan like this, down to the neckline. So I've gone ahead to cut it. As you can see, everything is perfectly done, so it's rhyming now. So we'll remove this pin and open up the kaftan like this. This is the back of the kaftan, this is the wrong side. You see this fabric, I am going to pipe it. So there is no need for me to use this yoke to turn the neckline here. So all I want to do now is to just attach this inner yoke to this kaftan like this, to the back of the kaftan like this, so that by the time I now put the front, I will just pipe everything together. So what I'm going to do next is I will just set the yoke on the kaftan, on the back of the kaftan like this properly, and I will use hemming gum to hold it down. First, I will need to use my pressing iron to erase this line. Okay, so everything is in place now. Now, I will lace it with hemming gum round here, straight down like this, then by the armhole area like this, down to the shoulder, to the neckline, and round like that. Just, I've divided the hemming gum into two so that it will be tiny. I just need to hold it down so that when I go and stitch it, it won't be moving here and there. You see, this fabric is a little bit stretchy. If I did not use the hemming gum to hold it down, by the time I go to the machine to go and sew, then it will extend and one will be bigger than the other. Then the whole shape will now look somehow. I will now have to start trimming it again. But once I do it this way, hold it down with the hemming gum, there will be no need for all those drama. So I'll just go ahead to put the hemming gum around, and then I will give it a proper iron. So I went ahead to put the hemming gum like I said, and I've ironed it, and this is the result. You see, the yoke is now in place. So we're going to turn it to the other side now and trim all the excess. So we trim off all the little excess yoke that is just popping out here and there. So once that is done, the next thing is for us to go to the sewing machine, and we are going to sew. We are going to stitch this thing round. We don't necessarily need to do all this part, just this straight part, this one. We are going to stitch it straight. Your hand has to be very straight because it's this stitch that is going to show at the back here. So once you do that, the rest, by the time you attach the fabric to get front and back together and put the sleeve and everything will be in place. By the time you pipe the neck too, you automatically hold this one too with your stitch. So once you do that, the last thing you will need to do is to weave this shoulder, the two shoulder, and that will be all. So thank you so much for staying with us. This will bring us to the end of this tutorial. I'll go ahead to do all the necessary things, and I will show you the results in our coming video. We still have some more videos to show you concerning this same fabric. So thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Then share the video with your friends. Liking the video will help us reach more people. So please don't be selfish, I beg. kindly help us to leave a like. It does not cost anything. Thank you. God bless you. Until we meet again.